if you choose to be silent and how a narcissist struggles from this suffering. Hello everyone. Thank you for returning to the Narcissist Exposed channel. You've opted for silence, cutting off all communication. The question arises, how does a narcissist interpret this? What goes on in their minds? More importantly, how do they process the stillness? Fortunately, this is a commendable step. You've reclaimed control, a powerful and empowering move. To unravel the narcissist's perspective, stick around and continue watching. When you choose silence, how does it affect a narcissist? Your decision to sever contact signifies your assertion of boundaries. They might not be pleased, and their response could lean towards punishment. Perhaps you're curious about their reaction or experiencing second thoughts about your choice. What do you think their interpretation is of your complete silence? How does it resonate with them? Dear friends, I'm diving deep into the topic of how a narcissist perceives the silent treatment. Before we proceed, I want to ensure you're still with me. Your establishment of boundaries is commendable, and having clear expectations for this interaction is a positive first step. I wholeheartedly support the precautions you've taken for safety. Remember, these safeguards are in place for your well-being, and incorporating them will contribute to your future success. Still, an insatiable curiosity persists. How does the intricate machinery of the narcissist's mind operate? I'm left wondering about the inner workings of their thoughts. When you seize control, it rattles the narcissist because they're accustomed to holding the reins. Your newfound empowerment unsettles them as they struggle to reconcile with the diminished influence over you. They find it irksome to be rendered powerless, a situation where you've taken the lead. Cutting off all contact means they can't deplete your mental, emotional, and physical resources. Deprived of insights into your feelings and thoughts, they lose a tool in their manipulative arsenal. As we're well aware, narcissists detest the notion of losing control over others. It's their modus operandi, their relentless pursuit. They crave dominion over everything and everyone, going to great lengths to achieve their objectives. By choosing silence, you're essentially conveying the message, I won't endure this any longer. This is a bitter pill for them to swallow, a source of profound displeasure, and it may even inflict harm on the narcissist. Upon closer examination, we can discern that this is, fundamentally, a rejection, isn't it? Withholding your full attention, focus, and emotional support from the narcissist constitutes a form of rejection. It's a deliberate act of saying no. Remember that rejection and abandonment are the narcissist's deepest traumas. Your non-response amplifies these wounds, inflicting a severe cut. Regardless of how they've treated you, whether with kindness or cruelty, you severed ties and declared unequivocally, I'm done. This triggers the narcissist, exposing their vulnerabilities and insecurities, which is precisely why they despise it. Could it also lead to an explosion in their minds? The looming question becomes, how can I lure this person back? Initially, their response manifests as intense anger, resentment, and a thirst for vengeance. When narcissists grapple with self-doubt, they typically deflect blame onto others. Never will they entertain the thought, could my actions be responsible for this reaction? Or consider their role in someone else's emotions. Instead of owning up, they opt to shift the blame onto you. Their initial reactions are steeped in anger and hostility, fueling a campaign of defamation. An attempt to diminish you is their goal. Your unresponsive stance triggers their deepest fears, awakening anxieties about rejection and abandonment. In response, they strive to conceal or divert attention from these fears. Their plan to cope, understand, or restore normalcy is straightforward. They'll accuse you of being the root cause of all their problems and attempt to shift the blame. As time progresses, their initial reactions of retaliation, animosity, and irritation begin to wane. They realize, this isn't making me feel better. No improvement is on the horizon for them. Guilt and humiliation gradually seep in, although they won't openly admit it. It's crucial to understand that, yes, they experience guilt and shame, yet confession remains elusive. This pattern of behavior is cyclical. When overwhelmed by feelings of humiliation and guilt, they may reach out for your assistance, initiating some form of interaction between you and them. Please note that the interaction level will be kept at a minimum. They are guarded, keeping their true feelings under wraps, and you won't be granted the chance to regain control. Reaching out for that purpose isn't on their agenda. Preserving their reputation and status takes precedence. Their communication will be reserved, perhaps a casual note like, "I hope you're well," or "I hope you're okay." If you choose not to respond, their persistence will be curtailed. This serves as a deflection technique, aiming to redirect attention to you. They might make assumptions about your mental well-being or insinuate that you're unwell. Unable to admit fault, this strategy is their way of once again placing the responsibility on you, shifting blame to someone else. They firmly hold on to the belief that you are the issue. Narcissists typically don't initiate contact, causing frustration for many. The weight of their guilt and shame is too heavy, and they prefer to avoid exposure. This likely explains their reluctance to reach out. For those who have experienced a narcissist's attempt to reconnect, be aware that their goal is to draw you back in before punishing you for reclaiming power. Control is derived from attention, confidence, and validation, all vital for narcissists who struggle to validate themselves and heavily rely on others for self-worth. Their already intense craving for affirmation intensifies when their deepest wounds, like rejection and abandonment, are laid bare. In moments of dwindling self-worth, they seek validation from others, known as secondary validation. Therefore, when you choose to cut them off or remain silent, the narcissist finds themselves in a perilous situation, craving affirmation more than ever. They will never openly admit the humiliation of this predicament, as it is unfamiliar territory for them. If they do attempt to initiate contact, their goal is to draw you back in by securing some form of validation. Employing gaslighting tactics, they will subtly shift blame onto you after successfully re-engaging. Your assertiveness in seizing control will be met with their indignation, as if you violated an unspoken rule. Narcissists believe they should be the initiators to manipulate you and your emotions while you maintain silence. A narcissist's notion of control goes beyond mere authority. It hinges on maintaining a fragile self-worth through a constant stream of affirmation. When you choose to stay silent, separating yourself and your approval from their grasp, you expose their vulnerabilities. You demonstrate that they anchor their sense of value in others' opinions, an inconvenient truth that narcissists will go to great lengths to conceal and ignore. Their desperate maneuvers to regain control and salvage their bruised ego are palpable in their attempts to reach out and pull you back into their orbit. To uphold their illusion of dominance and control, they will warp the narrative and shape your perception. It must be a challenge for them to resort to indirect methods, to maintain silence, and to confront the repercussions of their own actions. Don't you think? Swiftly, they turn the tables, accusing you of instability and portraying you as the root of all their issues, a narrative they aim to weave into their smear campaign. However, it's crucial to recognize that these allegations lack any basis in reality. They are mere theatrics, an attempt to reclaim authority. In this situation, you've laid bare their true nature, uncovering the darkest secrets of abandonment and rejection that they fiercely guard. Their objective is to tarnish your image, making everyone else perceive you as the troublemaker. The depth of their distress when you deliberately avoid them for extended periods is something they will never admit. To mask their discomfort, they immerse themselves in other pursuits, people and activities. If they mingle with individuals from your circle, they'll go out of their way to undermine you. Instead of expressing their true feelings, they resort to belittling you, attempting to portray you as foolish and misguided. Upon closer scrutiny, doesn't this behavior appear rather juvenile? It exemplifies active deflection, where the responsibility is shifted onto others due to the individual's reluctance to introspect on their own actions. Firmly entrenched in their ways, they resist change. Crafting a positive image of themselves as victims of circumstance takes precedence. Playing the victim becomes a source of satisfaction, drawing attention and sympathy as they grapple with wounded pride and strive to regain their footing. Narcissists often resort to playing the victim as a tactic to evade accountability for their deeds. Rather than owning up to their actions, they prefer casting blame and pointing fingers. They weave a narrative where you take on the role of the villain, and they pose as innocent bystanders. This storyline serves their need for approval and pity, offering a balm to their delicate egos. It's crucial to remember that narcissists excel in manipulating people. They are adept at distorting facts and fabricating stories to serve their own agendas. In order to uphold their superiority complex and safeguard their reputation, they go to great lengths. Even in the face of resounding silence and profound loneliness, they persist in their smear campaign against you, feigning indifference to their own distress. When conversing with their friends, they ensure to cast you as the unstable one at fault. At the core of narcissism lies a profound fear of relinquishing control, as it serves as the linchpin for satisfying their fundamental needs. The concept of control holds immense significance for them, as they rely heavily on a continuous stream of affirmation from others, particularly you. Your approval becomes a crucial aspect of their existence, and the absence of it creates a significant struggle for them. When you distance yourself from the constant need for their approval, they lose the ability to control you, much to the narcissist's profound frustration. Although they may not experience physical pain, the inability to exert control becomes undeniably vexing. Having been left by you, they now seek approval from others. Regardless of whether they approach you directly or engage in spreading false narratives about you behind your back, maintaining a non-reactive stance is the optimal strategy. Essentially, their actions are an attempt to elicit a response from you. By tarnishing your reputation and portraying you as the problem, they'd aim to provoke a reaction. Yielding to their advances would grant them the satisfaction of knowing their ploy was successful, and they have successfully agitated you. It's possible that some individuals, including those you've known for an extended period or even strangers, might be swayed by their fabricated stories. Acknowledging that people you deeply trusted may have embraced the narcissist's falsehoods can be painful. Similarly, if the narcissist is disseminating rumors and negative information about you to a third party, that party might form an unfavorable opinion. However, it's crucial not to rush into defending yourself in such situations. There's no need to embark on an immediate quest to exonerate yourself or provide explanations. The tales spun by the narcissist are unlikely to sway those who already know and trust you, as they have faith in your character. If someone chooses to believe the narcissist over you, it becomes clear that they were never truly in your corner. Recognizing this can spare you considerable pain and prevent recurring triggers. You are not obligated to provide explanations or justifications for your actions. Prioritizing your peace and safety takes precedence over mollifying suspicions or clearing your reputation. Those who know you intimately and genuinely care about you will see through the narcissist's deception and stand by your side. I trust that this article has shed light on the dynamics when choosing silence and how a narcissist navigates such a situation. It's evident that they struggle with it, finding it profoundly unsettling. I hope this information has brought clarity and valuable insights. For those seeking guidance on dealing with a narcissist, I suggest attempting to empathize and understand their perspective. Your engagement with this content is sincerely appreciated. We are immensely thankful for your attention and support. If you found this video informative and engaging, please express your feedback through likes, comments, and shares. Your active participation aids others in discovering this valuable information. Don't miss out on insightful videos. Subscribe to receive notifications about new content. Your time and support mean a great deal. In the upcoming video, I look forward to fostering a connection with you. Until then, stay safe. Goodbye. Narcissists adopt an air of superiority to convince others that they surpass average intelligence and capability. Despite their outward facade, they harbor genuine concerns, and one particular worry casts an air of anxiety over their days. Narcissists, steeped in vanity and self-absorption, expect the world to revolve around them, a perception they hold with an inflated sense of importance. While narcissists may project sound judgment and keen perception, they grapple with an ongoing internal conflict fueled by irrational beliefs and behaviors. Their perception of truth perpetually clashes with what they consider untrue. When faced with perceived hostility and exploitation, they often believe they aren't receiving equitable treatment. In the narcissist's minds, everyone they encounter poses a threat, prompting them to initiate conflict continually. However, the origins of this notion merit clarification, addressing common misconceptions on the subject. Now let's delve into the narcissist's view of you, as a reflection of themselves. We'll explore the connection between this impulse and the narcissist's craving for control, examining how it manifests in their closest relationships. Thank you for listening attentively to the end. I trust it was valuable to you. Narcissists commonly deflect blame for their issues and negative attitudes onto those in their immediate circle. This behavior reveals an unwillingness to take responsibility for their mistakes, opting instead to shift the blame. Simultaneously, narcissists harbor a belief that their neighbors are conspiring against them, leading to a heightened tendency for dishonest behavior in social interactions. Their constant vigilance stems from an unfounded yet palpable fear, essentially characterized by a proclivity towards paranoia. Experiencing persistent concerns about others disliking them or plotting harm is a classic manifestation of paranoia. Although this issue extends beyond narcissists, let's focus on them for the moment. Spending considerable time with a narcissist exposes their difficulty in trusting others and a lack of appreciation for the support offered by those closest to them. They may convey underlying resentment or sarcasm beneath a veneer of humor, yet the broader audience often perceives it as jest. Narcissists frequently employ cruel or demeaning humor to conceal genuine emotions, viewing life as a game where everyone else shares their dishonest and malicious intentions, constantly seeking opportunities to deceive and exploit others. As a result, the narcissist's primary objective is to create disruptions whenever possible, driven solely by the pursuit of success. This necessitates a perpetual state of readiness, even if they currently lack trust in others, as they aim to restore it. Believing everyone is a potential adversary and competitor, narcissists view others as mirror images of themselves, assuming that everyone harbors ill intentions toward them. Their inherent paranoia exacerbates this situation, fostering increased animosity and disdain over time. Incapable of experiencing joy themselves, they resist acknowledging others' capacity for it, seeking societal approval to ensure their continued existence. The unique individuality of each person proves challenging for them to comprehend, particularly if that person is perceived as superior. Occasionally, individuals intentionally inflict harm to gauge others' reactions and reveal their true character, highlighting their persistent intent to provoke irritation. Through accusations and blame shifting, they aim to make you feel inferior and confused, meddling with your emotions. The narcissist is relentless in erasing any evidence of your superiority, while your growing hostility may mirror the paranoia instilled by the narcissist's abuse. Narcissists, proficient at deflecting blame onto others for their challenges, are a prevalent personality type. Spending time with a narcissist often feels like being drawn into their world and molded into whatever suits the narcissist's desires. Some may label you a narcissistic flea due to observed negative tendencies developed in response to the relationship. However, it's essential to recognize that we aren't defined by the narcissist's perception, and with effort and self-love, we can overcome these challenges. The narcissist's dependency relies on our acceptance of their inflated self-image. Conversely, the narcissist remains marked by enduring traits such as paranoia. Their hypervigilance, stemming from this paranoia, makes them particularly sensitive to criticism from others. The experiences that shaped their worldview contribute to a slow, deliberate pace in navigating life, influenced by pervasive paranoia in every aspect. Narcissism, in my view, can be likened to a ball of negative energy, a metaphor that aptly captures my sentiments on the matter. Anxiety tightly governs the narcissist's behaviors. Yet, when they realize there's no real threat, their panic swiftly dissipates. As long as the narcissist holds power, they perceive you as harmless, viewing any competition as an opportunity to assert dominance. Both crippling anxiety and unhealthy food cravings stem from narcissists, who remain oblivious to the truth, fearing it too much to confront it directly. Moreover, this deception leads narcissists to believe their adversary is external, whereas it resides within. That concludes the video. Feel free to share your thoughts on the subject in the comments below. Thank you for your kindness and understanding. I appreciate your time spent watching this.